We're back.
We didn't
Jamal,
forget you. I'm sorry. I was just busy.
I forgot. It's okay.
No, I was moving though. If you keep the back, this is my first time. I got a new house, so that's I was doing a lot of stuff with that. So I was pretty busy. But we're here. We're having a game to talk about. We've got a training game to talk about. So yeah, I guess let's kind of just jump straight into it. But John, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. It's been super busy at work, but had 3 days off, so I've been decompressing way too much more than I already have, but I feel good. How about you, Javal?
Yeah. Still got a lot of things
What?
busy. A bit of get repaired. So and so on and so forth. But I'm doing good. Just kind of getting ready for football season, just fall stuff in general. And actually, I got a grill now, so I'm just really tapping into the unk status. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, I've been pretty busy, so I don't want to try to take too long. We kind of just I don't even remember what we talked about last time, but it doesn't really matter. We can just talk about just training camp stuff, how things are going, and just kind of overall thoughts on the team as we're already had a preseason game in our belt. Now is the next preseason game. So there's a few things we definitely can talk about in terms of like how our thoughts on the team. So what do you want to start on with first? Okay, actually, I know what we need to start by talking about first.
I mean, yeah,
Cam
right.
Little is the greatest kicker of all time.
I mean, I don't know if I'll go that far, but he made the best kick in NFL history for sure.
Okay, no, legit, literally, I was at Miller. They got
Ooh.
to it's like 20 seconds left, right? And I'm thinking, okay, I'm probably just gonna nail it. And then they're trying to go for a field goal. I'm like, okay, I respect the aggressiveness. It's preseason. You might as well try to be a little bit aggressive. And then I remember just like sitting down and I'm on the TV and I see 7 yard field goal. I'm like, okay, like how short is this gonna be? And then I saw him kick the field goal, and I was like, wait a minute, it doesn't look short at all. And then he casually made a 70-yard field goal.
Yeah, the funniest part about the whole time, if you rewatch the video, my arms were up the whole time in jest, thinking like, "Oh, this shit, well, it's
He
it's in, it's gonna
believed.
be in."
He
I was
believed.
gonna say it's going in. I looked over to my buddy Nick, who I sit next to him, like, I don't know if it's going in. But then the kick goes up. I go think to myself, "Oh my God." And then I see it go through, and I was waiting for the signal from the refs. When I saw the arms up, you can see me like jumping up and down, going,
I'm
"What I'm
gonna I'm
talking
gonna
about."
rewatch that video now just to look for you in the back. To see
Yeah,
if I
my
can.
dad, my dad sent me a video. I'll send you the Facebook link for it. There's a good angle with this, just like that angle of me just doing the arms up the whole time. You can see me jumping up and down and shit. So that was a lot of fun.
I think
Let
I
me
can
see.
see you. I'm literally watching the video now.
Hold on, I'll show you the one the Jaguars put up that my dad sent me.
I'm just still in genuine disbelief that not only did he make a 70-yard field goal, but that the coaching staff even allowed him to kick a 70-yard field goal.
Right here.
Because I don't even, I'm not even just trying to compare everything to the previous regime. I can't imagine Doug, even though it's preseason, I don't even think Doug Pearson would have let him try that.
No, absolutely not. Doug Peterson would not let him try that. The fact
So
that Conas is like, yeah, sure, go for it.
and definitely like now I think this is going to be a actual strategy near the end of like halves. Obviously, they're not going to kick 70-yard field goals unless time is expiring, but
Why
in a
not?
scenario,
I'm just kidding.
I mean, obviously, if there is a chance for it to be a return, so it's not a no risk at all. But at the very least, I mean, I remember I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about how now with the kickbacks or touchbacks going to the 35, Cam will kick that field goal from like the 48, 47. So really, if you just get a touchback and then boom, you just get, 15 yards, you're maybe already in field goal range. So for end of game situations, I I, I think that we're going to see Cam kick at least two more six. I'm not saying he will make them, but I'm saying we will see Cam kick at least two more 60-yarders. That's my bet. If I had to say something now,
That's fair. I mean, I don't disagree with you.
I'm literally still in shock. The fact that he made it and it wasn't even like he barely bounced over the top bar. Like
Just like
there
the
was
that pervert's kick that actually counted. Yeah, one, Cam Little is not a pervert. Two, 4 yards more, and it still probably had another 4 to 5 yards to it. Greatest kicker of all time. I
so
don't know
yeah.
about
I
that,
mean,
but
shout out Cam Little. No, honestly though, the fact that we have a Pro Bowl long snapper, a Pro Bowl punter, and now a kicker who has 70, we literally probably have the best specialist trio in the NFL, which is hilarious.
hey, so that was
So
fun.
shout out Cam Little. I guess we kind of just talk overall, I guess, about our thoughts over the first preseason game and just the team as a whole. Got to see a little bit of them play, and a game. Is it weird? I'm kind of glad the Jags lost that preseason game.
Yes, because we were undefeated the last two preseason games, and that got us absolutely nowhere.
So I'm kind of just like, damn. Well,
I think the overreactions are pretty funny. I'll give
yeah.
I'll give people that. And I think the overreactions have been kind of great.
John, it's training camp time. This is literally the time for overreactions.
Here's one of my pictures. I don't know if you can see that.
I can see Travis.
Yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
was
Let's just kind of
that was their boots on the ground. So I did not leave for the
rip
field
the
goal, which is
Travis
great.
Band-Aid off because that's going to be a pretty big part of just not even just local pods, but any national media conversation will start with Travis Hunter for the most part. So you were at the game, John. What did you think since you got to see him play? Like just not even just how he looked like football wise, but how did he move? Like how did he run on the field? What did you think of Travis?
On the offense, the fact that, even though one of those plays didn't count, they targeted him like 3, 4 times. The only drive that he was out there with the first team offense. And, it just was a big emphasis that they are going to try to, if he's on the field, they're going to try to get him the ball early and often. I mean, we'll talk about more about the defense, but I'll give more of my thoughts about him then. But just seeing him get the ball early and often, just to see if he can do something, make guys miss, very encouraging that they're game planning around guys they think can beat the other guys. And the overall feeling about the first team offense, I
Yeah, I
will
mean, I
say
feel
is that the penalties were an issue. Obviously, two penalties that, especially the second one, that was the offensive pass interference, killed the drive. But other than that, it was a lot more encouraging, especially like that reverse on a 4th and 1. That's a little bit different from what we've been called like last year. Just going to be a bit more, so much more movement, so much more creativity, more than we've seen in Doug Peterson and Prez Taylor's offense over the past couple seasons.
yeah, I mean, I watched most of the first team offense, like the full drive and the offense played, and I guess my thoughts were I see the potential. And granted, I don't want to try to walk away from preseason like be too excited because we were excited preseason the last few years
Of
and
course.
didn't really pan out. So I'm trying to have a balanced expectation, especially with the new team. I thought that the offense, the play calling, I mean, they didn't try to show off too much play calling,
Nope.
lots of just quick passes and, just simple stuff. We tried about they're getting the ball to Travis. I think they threw the ball to a lot of different receivers on like that first drive. So BT got a catch. Strange is getting a catch in the middle. So I think, yeah, Strange is
That was a great sidearm too from Trevor.
yeah.
Just
And
the
I thought
angle
Trevor
that he
looked
threw it
pretty
in.
solid. I mean, the only throw that wasn't great, or I guess the only play in general wasn't just a throw, but on that play where Brian Thomas got hit, it wasn't the best throw by Trevor. It could have been maybe inside a little bit more.
Yeah.
B, I think Brian Thomas still could have caught. Like it's obviously it's a tough catch, and then even
No,
Liam,
I mean, even Cohen kind of admitted after the fact that it was not a great play call.
but
But
I've
yeah, as
never seen that from Doug. Like, I'm not trying just to immediately compare,
yeah,
but I don't know. Cohen seems to be a little bit more honest and open. The
yeah,
fact that he even admitted it wasn't a great play call, because let's be real, when have we ever heard Doug criticize one of his own, saying it's not a great play call,
yeah.
or just in general?
I
So
mean, I'll tell you my initial thoughts when I saw that thrown in the stadium when I was there. It's like, damn, Trevor had no zip on that ball whatsoever, though. Like it was like a medicine. It was a medicine ball, which is, it's
Yeah, I
fine.
mean,
It's preseason. Get it out the way
it
now.
it could have it could have been a lot worse. It could have been better. If that's the biggest complaint is that he could have like been that, then I'm not overall too
Yeah.
panicked.
Ball
I
was
think knowing
accurate,
that,
but the ball didn't get there fast enough. It was like one of those fastballs that we're used to seeing Trevor throw.
and we know
Yeah.
Trevor has a strong arm. It's not
Yeah.
like he can't zip a ball, and even on the
Yeah.
throw to Strange, he kind of had a little bit of zip in there.
Yeah.
So it's not perfect. And then obviously the offense. There's been a lot of penalties, not just in that preseason game, but even in training camp. There's been some penalty problems. So I guess to me that's really the biggest concern with the offense, or just the team as a whole, is how do we get those penalties out? Because it's not as if I feel like penalties is a weird thing because it's mainly a coaching issue, but at the same time, it can be like different players. Sometimes so hopefully they can just kind of iron the kinks out with that because you never really want to see penalties. Obviously, you'd rather get penalties called in training camp than in an actual game, but penalties are going to be called whenever, wherever, so you have to prepare for it. So, it's a little bit dicey to kind of see like, oh, this they're going to be. It's not something that you can easily like snap your fingers and they will work on this. But I feel like Cohen is a very detail oriented person, so he's definitely going to work on that. And then
Absolutely.
the one thing I was pretty impressed with on the drive was just him spreading the ball out. And then you're saying even how that fourth and down play to Diami. I thought it was simple, but it was nice because you know seeing how I was able to get port that Diami had another run. So maybe he's kind of be like Debo like for not like all the time getting some runs because I think they definitely want to use the running backs they have, but just to switch it up a little bit, add that element of surprise. I think that'll be really nice for the offense because
Yeah, I
it
mean,
definitely got a little predictable. Because
y-
let's be real, like if you're a defensive coordinator, you're more focused on stopping Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas. So if Cohen's able to get Strange, Parker Washington, De'Ami Brown, one the defense coordinators aren't expecting them, I think they'll really be able to take advantage of that. So I'm pretty excited just to see how he uses all the weapons because if he's truly the creative mastermind that he's built to be, then he can. It's not even just how he calls the plays, but when you call the plays, and that is really what sets the great ones from the good ones. Because you can draw up a nice play on a whiteboard, but if you don't know how to sequence it and to fool a defense, that's when you really become elite. So that was mainly the offense. I mean, second team offense. I don't think there's anything too crazy of note. I mean, Cephas had that nice catch, and
I'll
then
say
Nick
Wyatt
Nick
Millen
was just
looked
standing trying.
fantastic. Yeah. I will say Wyatt Millen looks pretty good.
I think Monheim also looked pretty nice too on the offensive line, which I don't want to overreact too much to offensive, or I don't want to overreact too much to any player in preseason. But as long as they kind of like look good, like as long as they don't look terrible,
Terrible. Yeah.
then I'll be like, okay, I'll be fine. So I think it's nice because honestly, I still think that Milam is going to start at left guard eventually, but we'll and even with the first team offensive line, they had, Walker at left tackle, Ezra Cleveland at left guard, which we've been saying that we think Mom's a better fit for this game. And then Hainsey at center. And then they had Chuma Doga at right guard,
Yeah.
which I know he's played more swing tackle in his career, but him playing right guard I think is interesting. But that, an
That's because
ideal
Patrick,
world,
yeah, because
that
Patrick
should
McCarry
follow
has been hurt.
Macari.
Yeah.
But at the very least, because Macari is pretty flexible, even if he is a 6 man, then I'm not too upset with that. So and then yeah, Anton on right tackle. So we'll see how the offensive line shakes out. But yeah, overall, I think the offense looked fine. Not they didn't light the world on fire, but they didn't have to light the world on fire. It's just a
Yeah.
pre-game. They had rhythm, enough rhythm. It wasn't as if they were getting sacked every single play. Wasn't any major injuries. So hopefully everyone could stay healthy. Now we
Speaking
can
of
talk about
injuries, the defense, the secondary is getting beaten up. But
yeah, the
let's transition to
secondary
there.
is I mean just kind of the defensive. I mean, once again, I don't want to overreact too much
Yeah.
to say, well, I
It's
think the same
vanilla
about.
schemes in the preseason. Let's relax. I know we got diced up by twos with our ones out there, but they weren't gonna pull up some Brian Flores exotic blitz packages just yet. But it was also not very encouraging while you were there, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're playing basic defense, you should would like to see, the starters at least, get some good pressure on there. So we'll have to see. I think just kind of going to speaking about injuries on the defense, the secondary right now has been pretty banged up. Tyson, I think, had the injury, so he was working to the side. And, Tyson's already hasn't been the healthiest player. So I really hope Tyson can stay healthy this year because they're going to need him. And then trying to remember who else. I know obviously Mason Smith got activated from PUP today, but Armstead still hasn't really played. So
Buster
mainly just the
Brown, yeah.
secondary and
Buster Brown
the
hurt.
oh yeah,
Kalen
Buster Brown's
Ransaw
missing all of training camp.
hurt. Yeah,
So
Ransaw, that's he's hurt too.
so yeah,
So I wanted to get to this because I know he played with the second team defense, but Travis Hunter on as a corner, despite the one missed tackle, which was on 3rd and 1, which you can give every secondary member. You're not gonna expect them to make that tackle all the time, but when he was on coverage, yeah, that side of the field was cut off like immediately. Like you can definitely tell, Skylar Thompson wasn't gonna throw his direction whatsoever. You don't want to test a guy of Travis Hunter's talent. There's like one specific play that I believe Baldy broke down
I think
where he
I knew that he
basically
get
ran the same route as Roman Wilson. I was
yeah.
dying laughing like looking at that on the field too because I was obviously just eyeing down any Travis Hunter reps possible and I was like, "Oh my God." He's like he ran like the same exact route as it was like, "Yeah, nah, fuck that. I'm not throwing in that direction."
Yeah,
So
man.
that was
Travis,
great in person. I'll say
I'm
that
really
much.
curious how they're just going to balance the DB snaps because even though I don't hate the corners, I don't think there's a way that Travis isn't at least the second most talented corner, if not the first. Sometimes depending on how talented Tyson is. I do like Jordan Lewis, and I think Jordan's had a pretty good camp. They both have had good camps, so it's not the corner room is completely barren. But I mean, the way he looks out there on defense, I think it's just going to be fascinating because especially if the defense does struggle, there's going to be media heads saying like, "Oh, why isn't Travis playing more at corner? Why isn't he doing this? Why is he doing that?" So it'll be fascinating to see how they juggle everything. But yeah, any other thoughts on the defense as a whole, or just any like players you thought since you were there?
Oh, what was that? Sorry, I couldn't hear that last part.
Is there just like any certain players you want to shout out since you saw the game? Doesn't have to be on defense, just any players you want to shout out in general.
I was at the bar after the fact I left, but Bashaw Tootin,
Yeah, that
definitely caught
run
my eye,
pretty
especially
good.
that touchdown for sure.
Yeah, they're all just moving the pile. And I think with Tootin, everyone talked about his speed. No one talked about his power. So if he's able to have a blend of both and catch the ball, you know, we can kind of just get talk about the running back room now. I think it's been another pretty big point of camp where no one really knows who the running back is supposed to be. And, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, Bucky Irvin was a fourth round pick last year. Tootin's a fourth round pick best this year. He's going to take over. ETN was playing to start with the starters and then they got to Tank, but then Tank had a drop on a third down, so people were saying he still can't catch. And then Toon came in. I don't know if the Quint Allen. I think he played some snaps, but I don't think he played it. I didn't see him do that much. But yeah, between all the running backs, they really haven't shown as if anyone's going to be the bell cow, which isn't a bad thing per se. Fantasy owners are going to be pissed, but I think even as long as the offense has a nice flow and it's not just predictable, because really the main thing I guess with Tank is a good like down south runner. It's just what can he do when he's on the field besides that to make the defense know what to expect because he's not really going to be in pass pro that much. He's not going to catch that much. So if Tank's on the field, defense is thinking, okay, well it has to be a run or something.
Yeah, that's the very concerning part about Tank Bigsby. But you would also argue he's pretty good at that one-dimensional thing if he's not fumbling the football. But I am very curious to see what the running back room could look like because this does scream getting rid of one of ETN or Tank Bigsby at the end of the preseason. As much as I don't like want to make roster predictions right now, but like we've talked about, ETN kind of offers more in the passing game, a little bit better as a pass protector too than Tank Bigsby. And it wouldn't just be a very predictable play because we saw ETN get like a 10-yard scamper off of a screenplay that first drive as well. So I am very curious to see what the running back room does look like because I know really like Tootin. They really like the Syracuse guy like Quinn Allen.
Yeah, with
Even
Allen.
Jackson looked pretty decent when he was out there too. So, it'll be very curious to see what the final running back room will look like. I do think that one of ETN or Tank will be out of this roster though by the end of the preseason. That's just my gut feeling.
Maybe I don't know about the end of the preseason. So maybe like by trade deadline, I guess we'll see. Because I could see them like maybe it really just depends on how nice they feel about the running backs. Where if maybe they do think that Jackson is a nice like third guy and they're fine with having like trading Etienne. Because I think if I had to pick who I think would be traded, it probably would be Etienne. But honestly, I think Tank makes more sense to be traded because Tank is more like with Etienne, they might be thinking it's more of like a passing offense, but you can still get him the ball in space. And like, okay, with Tootin, we still have to see how everything will go. But that to me is definitely the tricky part of to see who else will starting at running back. And then the
Yeah.
other position that I wanted to talk about where I think it's very uncertain is safety. No one really knows. Like we have an idea of who we think is going to start,
Eric
but
Murray and Andrew Wingard, if you
if
ask
Dewey
me
is starting in the
today.
year 2025, year nine,
I mean, Darnell Savage wasn't pretty good on last Saturday from what I saw. And I didn't really notice anybody else in the secondary. I mean, I thought Antonio Johnson had a pretty good game. I'll give him a shout out. He had some pretty good open field tackles. But we've seen him
yeah,
get burned in coverage way too many times last year. But
that's
who
really.
knows?
I don't want to say like, oh, like maybe it's. I guess we'll see with the safety room. I don't really have confidence in anybody, to be honest with you. I mean, and that's
You
kind
gotta
of
really hope that that front seven gets a lot of pressure. Like
yeah. I
setting
mean,
up the third and medium,
like
third and long this year.
corners. If Tyson's healthy,
Great.
combination of Travis, Jordan
Trap.
Lewis, Jarian Jones, I can live with that.
Yeah, the corner room is definitely well, the corners in the edge rooms you could probably be the most comfortable about. Linebackers too, I guess, because you still got
Linebacker is
Foye,
a weird
Khan,
room. I
Devin
don't even
Lloyd.
know what to think about it. It's not
Not awful. It's middle. It's very middle of the pack though,
just it's a
right?
linebacker room. I still like Foye though. I don't
Yeah.
know what to think about Devin Lloyd, Ventrell
Madden
Miller.
has him as a top 10 linebacker. I have no idea why, but I was like, hey, if they Gus Lowe, friend of the pod, also a big fan of Devin Lloyd. I was like, damn, what are they seeing that kind of we aren't seeing? Because we see some pretty bad plays from Devin last year, but I get it. He's fast. He can make an open field tackle every once in a while, but I don't really notice him too much of like being terrible though. So maybe that's the reason why.
I
But
feel yeah, Lloyd's in that weird boat.
yeah, where he's not awful, but I don't know how good he really is.
Yeah, and then Chad Muma's. I don't even know
Chad Muma's Chad Muma.
what is his agent going to sell. What is his agent going to show NFL teams?
It's
Like
it's
Muma,
crazy too. He had so much athleticism coming out of school, but he just looks like a chicken with his head cut off sometimes.
I don't even know what Muma's agent is going to try. Like, what contract he's going to get. Probably some special team. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. But
Ventrell, I didn't notice anything too much from Ventrell, but Ventrell's my guy as a Gator, so he's gonna be backup Mike, which is, fair enough. That's a good backup Mike to have.
yeah, I guess the only other room I really wanted to talk about because it's under a lot of controversy is defensive tackle spot. We get Mason Smith back from PUP today. We'll see how
Hey,
he.
first day he was back in practice, offense had the worst day in practice. Coincidence? I think not.
Oh, he probably wasn't even working on like the team
On
drills.
those on those
He was
scrimmage
on the
drills.
side, but his aura just disrupted the team, I guess.
Absolutely. That big 6'4", 290 pound frame just distracted
I can't take
everybody.
you seriously, Joe. But we got Mason Smith back, so because I think
I was only messing with you because you were like, is Mason Smith really gonna contribute? And I was like, yeah,
I mean
find
I
your lack
want
of
him
faith
to be.
bestowed.
It's not even that I want to hate just to hate. It's more so a matter of
How fast can he get readjusted to this new defense? Which I'm kind of with
he was
you
a
there.
player that he didn't play a lot last year,
Yeah.
so he's already behind that sway. I just hope he can catch up because like the physical tools are there. Can he develop a like even if Mason Smith is an average pass rusher and he gets like 4 or 5 sacks, I can live with that. Like that's I mean he had three as a
That's
rookie.
very good for defensive tackles in
He
the
had three as a
NFL.
rookie, and it was like kind of some were kind of fake sacks, but I mean
But
it
it's
was
also like, of course, once he got on the field final month of the season, he started to cook. It's like, oh gee, who would
it's
have
just a
ever
matter of
predicted that? The
can
very
he get
strong guy in the middle.
consistent pressure? Because
Yeah.
if not, then I could see them where they just kick Trayvon inside every single third down, and then they let.
Shout out Dewan Smoot as well. He got a sack
Oh
on
yeah, Smooth
Saturday.
did get it. So yeah, we'll
Our
see how.
edge room is pretty set, I feel like though. I
Yeah, I
think the
mean, I
edges,
think the defensive ends are like solid. Obviously, you've got Josh Hines, you've got Trayvon, Smoot's back, which
Emmanuel Ogba,
even if
which
Smoot can get some solid like run defense snaps, get the occasional sack. Granted, like he did tear his Achilles, so and he was never like the elite pass rusher, but Smoot's a guy you could tell when he's on the field he's going to try. So we'll see
yeah,
with Smoot. They
you
still have
know,
their right
rotational
back,
guy.
Annual Ogba. I don't even know if I know Gardeck's coming back from the injury. I don't know if Ogba played.
Ogba was out there.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
didn't do
so
anything, but he was out there.
I mean, yeah, like we'll see how the defensive end room looks. It's just a matter of are they going to add one more player at defensive tackle? So we'll
I
see.
mean, Christian Wilkins is probably a name we're going to be looking out despite everything that's going around his name, but he's a name to look out for. Maybe they make a trade for someone that's on the roster bubble for somewhere else. But I feel like they do got to add to that interior defensive line room. And we know Gladstone isn't afraid to admit when he's wrong, especially when you sign a guy like Emmanuel Ogba, who we just talked about, a couple days after the draft, if not the day after the draft was over, to kind of help that edge rush room going into this coming season.
Yeah, so we'll see how things go. Give me one quick moment. I need to turn something on.
Oh, all right. Since I'm by myself, I guess what I have to say is that Javal is the cutest motherfucker in the world. I don't care what he has to say. Oh, he can hear me, I think, this entire time. That's crazy.
Always hear you. But yeah, man, appreciate the love.
Oh, of
So
course.
I guess yeah, probably the positions I'm the most concerned about are safety, D tackle, and just the offensive line as a whole, because that's really going to be the make or break part of the offense. I think the receivers are good enough. The running backs at least can do one thing well. It's just can the offensive line do what they need. They don't even have to be top five. Can the offensive line be at least around average? Because I don't think there's an inherently terrible link, but no one's also inherently elite. Can the line play better to their strengths? I mean, we'll really see because that to me is really the biggest question mark. We don't even know how long it's going to take for everything to really gel because I feel with offensive line, that is definitely like a chain is only strong as weakest link. Kind of same with defensive line, where you can have two really good pass rushers, but if you don't have one guy, I mean, we're talking about we don't have one guy in the middle, then he falls apart. You can have two really good tackles and maybe one really good center. If your guards are weak and don't play well, it doesn't matter. If the center's bad, then so really it's not even just can all five players be individually good. It's just can all five players work as a unit. So that to me is definitely the biggest concern about the offense because I know what Trevor is. Some people think he's trash. I still think Trevor's good.
Not only you, buddy. I'm there with you.
So man, it's definitely going to be a very interesting next couple weeks over preseason. They face the Saints and then they face the Dolphins. Saints, I know people are saying they're going to be the worst team in the NFL. People are saying Dolphins training camp hasn't been great. There's a clip of Amon Ross like cooking them. So we'll see how those. I think are we having joint practice with the
Yeah,
Dolphins?
it's the Dolphins. You should show
Okay.
up. I don't know if it's open to the public, but you should show up.
I will try. I can't promise, but I will definitely try.
You're gonna try to go there if they
But
allow it. Yeah, for sure.
so I'm really just kind of in the I'm ex I'm kind of excited, but it is still a new regime. So if it does take a little bit slower out the gate, I don't want to be too disappointed.
Yeah. I
So
expect more first team work on the field on Sunday as well. Sunday at 1, which is crazy. It feels like it's an actual game day this Sunday.
I
I
guess
can't really enjoy it because I'm at work and it's also my wife's birthday, so I probably won't watch it
happy
until
birthday.
after the fact.
Well, I
So
was gonna say that was good for me. I get back from the park, so I have some time to watch it
there
before
you
I
go.
go out. But I'll try to keep you posted on anything that happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna just look at the group chat while I'm at work. And then other than that, I mean, I think that they're gonna get a lot of work on Sunday. I think what they're gonna do the week after, do you think they just do their joint practice stuff where the ones play a lot of their ones and then they just play the backups or the roster spots?
Yeah,
That's
probably.
what
I
I'm
feel
thinking too.
that's kind of what's been the pattern with NFL teams that if you get a lot of work and joint practices, then you don't need to do preseason, which it makes sense. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
practicing versus another team's ones, that's not that much different than a preseason game. So if you're already getting out of the games, the practices healthy, you don't need to see that much more from the ones unless you really want to see one drive. But I guess we'll see how they look next week because even from the practice that was today as of recording this, the offense did not look that great today, which I don't want to overreact and say the offense is terrible because maybe it was just the defense stepping up. Who maybe it
Well,
was just Mason Smith's aura. Who knows?
that's what I'm saying. Mason Smith, he's gonna be the guy, man. He's gonna be that guy that we need in our interior for so long. I don't know. But what was it?
Hopefully, I hope so.
I hope so. But yeah, okay. But yeah, we read it from Mark Long. Worst Jaguars offensive practice I've witnessed since Blake Bortles' 5 interception night. At least 7 drop passes, 10 penalty flags, several sacks, and sloppiness all around.
It's
Which,
like I see. I don't mind if the sacks. It's really just the drops and penalties is the things that worry me because those aren't defensive. I
yeah,
mean, I guess some penalties maybe can be defensive force, like if it's a false start or something, or like depending on the penalty itself.
yeah. A
If it's a
holding.
false start all
Yeah,
the time,
yeah,
then I'm like,
that's it.
okay, that's more so just a player error. If it's a flag because it's like maybe
Holding, yeah.
yeah, if it's a holding flag, then I'm like, okay, that could
Offensive
be.
pass interference,
It's just yeah, there's definitely like sloppy like there's flags that are caused by certain like by other players, and there's flags that are caused by the player themselves. So if you can just at least avoid the self-inflicted mistakes of false start, it's mainly yeah just because like false start is the biggest one. There's nobody really on you except yourself. Like unless you're an offensive lineman and the defensive lineman like flinches and but even you kind of have to adjust for that. So hopefully, I mean, people are saying that the last time that Blake Bortles practice happened was 2017. So maybe it is a good sign. Fingers crossed, we'll really see. But yeah, we're about 3 weeks away from week one at Carolina. I still need to get my tickets, but I'm going to that game.
you're gonna go? Hell yeah. I'm gonna try to go. I don't know what my work schedule looks like, but I hope I can get it off so I can actually go to
If you
week
get
one.
off, let me know because I'm gonna try to go with
Yeah.
Ant for sure.
Yeah, if I'm gonna have 2 tickets available if I don't go. So I'll just sell it to y'all retail if I can't go to the game.
But oh man, I'm at a point now where we're really starting to get closer and closer to football. And man, new season, like we're really about to just be a fresh new beginning.
Yeah. I
But
mean, that's what it's all about. Let's see if it's different this time.
how long until we're on this pod upset?
And don't
Until
want to
we're
podcast
having a manic
anymore.
Monday.
Yeah. I mean, it's Manic Monday whether we win or lose. That's fine. We can be manic in a good way or manic in the, you know, I'm gonna kill ourselves way.
But yeah, is there any other non-Jags football stuff you want to talk about? Any certain players, fantasy stuff? We can kind of just freestyle from here as long as we need to.
Yeah, I've joined or started a Dynasty League with some of our other group chat members, so that's gonna be exciting. I haven't done Dynasty before, so that's a whole new learning process.
Dynasty is. I don't think I've done a full I've done redraft, not a full Dynasty.
Yeah,
It's really just depending because there's certain players in Dynasty who just get the good teams. Like basically, you can go full all Ram style and say fuck them picks, or you
yeah.
can just try to go for highly drafted rookies and younger players that will be in the league
I
for
am
a while.
going to tank immediately. Just stack up for the next year because I think the next draft class is all quarterbacks and wide receivers, right? If I'm not mistaken.
There should be. I mean, there should be a better quarterback class for sure.
Yeah.
But speaking
I
of
mean,
quarterback class, I didn't want to talk about. I was watching the Browns Panthers preseason game.
yeah.
It was so funny. Every time Shadur just did anything, they would immediately pan to black people in the crowd just being so high. But they
Did
literally
they
had.
actually? I didn't watch it.
I'm
Now he's
not even.
hurt.
I'm
They
not.
killed Shador Sanders. I saw what injury he had and I got immediate PTSD because of these fuckers right here.
Man, it was that early was funny though because, but literally, I think it was like the baby. He showed up into the Panthers game in a Panthers jersey, and then mid game swaps into a Shadur jersey. Insane. I kind of I'm scared what would happen if Shador was actually like really good because even though he's just okay, he's already getting a ton of hype. So if he's ever becomes really good, Shadur jerseys will be insane. They're already selling jerseys out. So
It's crazy.
I don't know, man. I really want him to be good. I don't know if he will, but I want him to be good.
He's on the Browns. He can't be good on the Browns. That's just the rule of Cleveland.
I mean, he's got the
Do you
NFL
think that
football.
franchise deserved to have success after that they did with Deshaun Watson's contract? Do you think they
No,
deserve that? No.
no, but
That's why
I I
Shador's gonna
want
fail
I
just because
want
he's in that
Shadur
shit
to
show
be
organization.
Shadur being good would be hilarious for the league.
No, it would be great. I don't disagree with you, but the fact that he's on the Browns, he's gonna be cursed to begin with.
No, I
That's
feel
my
he's
thing.
gonna
It's
have to
not
be
gonna
like
be his fault either.
he's
He
gonna
already
be like
got an oblique injury
he would
a
be
week after
okay,
we're all hyping him up.
and then somehow after he's okay, the Browns like we're not gonna start him because the coaching staff wanted Dylan Gabriel over him. I still don't get. I don't know how you draft
It
Dylan
is so
Gabriel.
dysfunctional from like management to coaching and then of course ownership because Jimmy Haslam cannot help himself. So
I mean, I'm not even like if I'm Haslam though, I would do the same thing too. Like we don't have a quarterback, and y'all aren't gonna take another swing at. We'll see, man. But like as much as I love talking about the Jags, I think just all like there's so much interest in all the other NFL teams too. That's
it's
that's why
funny. I will say this, as kind of, we want to have the sky falling down after one bad preseason game or one bad day at training camp. I think the floor for this season is for second in the AFC South because I think the Titans and the Colts are going to be awful this year.
Colts is like
Awful.
okay. Because how do I feel about the Titans? Honestly, I think Cam Ward will be an upgrade at quarterback. I I don't want to as much as I want Cam Ward to be bad. I don't think he will be that bad. At least Cam Ward by himself. Like the Titans, their offensive line has some pieces. Can they mesh together? Maybe. Like there's a world in which the Titans offense is
Functional.
okay.
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean,
say functional.
yeah, functional, like functional. I think,
Not like Will Levis. Like, can he not do like the Will Levis, like very back-breaking turnover a game? Which that's
yeah,
the thing though. During the second half of the last college football season, if you watch any Miami Hurricane game, there was at least one pass every game Cam Ward threw in the collegiate level. I'm not even talking about the NFL level, where he threw it up to triple coverage or did like the dumbest shit that quarterbacks should not be able to do. He's not gonna get away with that in the NFL. There's going to be a lot of those moments, especially in his rookie year, because of course, people are going to throw different exotic looks. They're going to try to confuse the hell out of the rookie quarterback. I mean, he doesn't even have like the true arm strength to trying to like push you over the top too if you're going to send like five, six guys on him. I just think that this could bite me in the ass. I'm not gonna say it's a disaster, but it's gonna be a rough looking rookie season for Cam Ward. If you just ask me kind of like today.
I mean, yeah, I do think he has potential. I think the biggest question is just your head coach got swept by Doug Peterson. So with Mac Jones, so did he get that much better? I'm not saying that talent didn't help, but also the Jags defense was abysmal and the Titans could not really do that much. So, and is the Titans defense going to keep them in games for it to be low scoring? So, like for the Titans, they probably won't be that good. Maybe they'll be like they might be like fake good or not fake good, but like they'll be bad, but they'll have some flashes.
The fact
Colts,
that we're done with our Texans games before the Titans and the Colts games, though, that helps us out throughout the season too. Our
the,
first half of the schedule, it looks fucking scary, which we talked about in the last time we recorded. But that second half of the schedule, if we go there, what, 3-4, maybe even just at 2-5, we still have like a chance to kind of run the rest of the table if we get our shit together, like we did back in 2022. That was interesting because we started off 2-6. We wanted to kill ourselves. Like, what the hell are we doing? And then they just picked it up because they got hot late in the season.
yeah, man. So, and like with the Colts, I don't know.
Daniel Jones or Anthony
I kind of
Richardson?
feel bad. Actually, I don't feel bad. They had Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck. I don't really feel bad.
No, I
I
don't.
think it's just absolutely hilarious that Anthony Richardson got hurt in like the funniest way possible, where he just missed the blitz. Like he just missed the blitz, and then everybody on like all the film people were saying, "How did you miss like the hot read? The running back is wide open. Just throw the ball in the flat."
But I mean, there was also nobody blocking the strong side edge rusher. It's
I
just
mean,
like
nobody was,
choo
but that's the thing. The
choo.
running back
Yeah,
was the hot read on the play. So,
yeah,
like the running, there nobody was blocking the edge because the person who was blocking was open for the pass.
yeah.
So he kind of has to see that, and he's already back at practice. It was just hilarious how like the third snap of the game he was hurt on something that kind of was his fault. So it wasn't even the offensive line like fully because like AFC South man we'll see, and then
It's gonna be some hilarious football this year in the AC South. I can already tell. We're in for some shenanigans this year.
aren't we always? Aren't we?
True. We're in the division. We know about shenanigans. Oh
Ah,
yeah, one last thing that we didn't talk about. During the Cam Little 70-yard field goal, there was only 10 players on the Jaguars side of the field too
they only needed 10. They didn't even need 11.
to make the longest field goal in recorded American football history.
I'm still in disbelief by that.
Yeah. I think that's all I got. I mean, we just gotta wait to see what they look like against New Orleans and then the joint practices, and then we can see what the 53-man roster looks like.
Yeah, I mean, we'll really see how this roster looks in its shape, who's starting where, and especially the health of guys. So we just kind of have to keep chugging along. But man, it really does feel good just to have something to talk about, like tangible games to watch. Even though the offense didn't play 60 minutes, we got to see a little bit of it. Defense, we're still waiting and seeing, but at the very least,
We won't see what the defense really looks like until the season starts though, so we'll
yeah,
see.
and that's so hopefully it's not too bad, but I still think it's probably going to be a shootout no matter what.
On week one. I'll agree with you. It's gonna be a 33-30 game one way or the other.
Like it was, these are two of the worst defenses from last year. So even if there is natural improvement from both sides, it's probably not going to be like shut down improvement. So we'll see how everything goes. But John, my friend, anything else you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
Um, we're back. I mean, there's nothing else to say. I actually got up and did a podcast today with one of my best friends in the world.
We're
Nothing
so back.
better.
We're so back.
But yeah,
I
Premier League back too this week, so I got everything going. The NBA schedule is out.
forgot the Prem is back already.
It's tomorrow, which is
Bro,
fucking
football players
crazy.
really have no time. They have no off season.
Newcastle makes me, well, actually they're making signings now, so I can't say they don't want me to self-harm myself. But our best player wants to leave still, so it is what it is. Had all the Jaguar Liverpool fans after me because I talked so much shit to them when we beat them in the cup. So hey, I kind of get what I deserve there, but that's fine. That's the beauty of sports.
That's the beauty of it. Sorry for your misery index.
Oh yeah, you saw my misery index. We share two of those three teams, so it's okay.
All right, my friend. Well, I guess we'll try to do another pod after the Saints. Do a recap of that game.
That'll be a
And
quicker one for sure, since we didn't talk about the whole camp aspect of it. But hopefully we get a better look at the first team offense and the first team defense
yeah, I mean, I
this
don't.
coming game.
I feel like the starters. If I
I'll
had to
s-
guess, I don't think the starters will play, but maybe.
I'll say a whole quarter. We need more than just the one drive. We're gonna get more than one drive from the first team, I think. Especially after today's practice. I think they also want to kind of prove a point now too.
Yeah, so we'll see how everything's looking, but I guess that's it for now, John. So I'll catch you on the flip side next time. And yeah, just excited as always to talk Jag. So
Yeah.
until they make me want to kill myself. Hopefully that's not this year.
Please not this year. All right. Like, subscribe. I gotta do all that because we need numbers up eventually. I mean, I'm good where we're at because we're just doing this for fun at the end of the day. But hey, like, subscribe if you're still watching because holy shit, Jaguars football's
Also,
back.
appreciate everyone. I know we had a bit of a delay, so if anyone's watching at this late, appreciate y'all for just typing in with us. I remember I saw a comment on Reddit talking about our pause. So like, okay, people, we do this for
There's at
fun,
least
but
one
people actually
person that cares. There's one.
do.
That's all that
If
matters.
there's just one person that cares, thank you for listening to us ramble. We really do appreciate it. And also, if you're interested in athleisure clothing and want to support the
Oh
brand,
yeah, plug your shit. Plug your shit.
y'all.com. I'll do the full ad read soon. Once we get back to the season, I'll start, starting off with the ad reads. I'll go full podcast then. But appreciate y'all just for listening.
It's
And
preseason for all of us.
it's preseason for all of us. Yeah. All right. Well, take care, John. I'll catch you next time.
All right, catch you.